Hey, I'm Jolt and welcome back to the Sketch Your Mind conference recordings. This is the fourth session out of 16 that I'll be sharing here on my channel. If you're just joining the series, you'll find all resources linked in the description below, including the big Excalibur whiteboard where I'm collecting key insights from every talk. Today's session is from Jilly Lee, a researcher, graphic facilitator, and board member of the International Forum of Visual Practitioners. She's the founder of Visual Sharing, where she bridges data analysis and visual thinking to reveal underlying logic in complex systems. Jilly's talk focuses on structuring visuals for AI. A fascinating look at how to make your visuals both human and machine readable. Three key ideas stood out for me. First, she explains that visuals must meet a rigorous logical standard, moving beyond mere aesthetics to establish real causality, not just incidental correlations. Second, although AI speeds research, human judgment is vital. She uses visuals in graphic facilitation to expose data on site and gather immediate feedback for essential validation. And third, she shows how to intentionally design visuals that AI can interpret using clear titles, distinct colors, and structuring shapes that communicate logic and flow. At the end of this video, you'll hear the music I composed for Jilly's session. If you want to support my work, you can get the conference album, join the next visual thinking workshop, grab my book, Sketch Your Mind, or try the Obsidian Excalibur plugin. All links are in the description below. Now, let's dive into Jilly's session.
That's good. I'm ready for it. So, okay, I am Jilly, based in Korea. And then I have a background as a researcher. I majored industrial organizational psychology. Which I do is that observing people and then superior performers, and then characterize the what competence can make the performance better, and then how the group intelligence grow together, what kind of human behavior supposed to be it is necessary for making the group sticks or being creative, being innovative. What I have done was doing the research. It's not only philosophical or psychological, but also observing a human side, the real world. And then from observing the a real world and then making those into quantitative data. So qualitative to quantitative was the main thing what we do in industrial organizational psychology. So I do have a background of researching competence assessment, and then I apply that to university assessment. So I worked as a researcher for the Ministry of Education in Korea, and I also worked for several universities in Korea to develop certain program to support the students and then develop their competence domestically in a school. So as a researcher for the KREVET, which is Korea Research Institute for Vocational Education and Technology. From there, what I've done is that researching 435 universities, 24,500 different curriculums, and then how those curriculum really impacting students and developing their competence. So from there, one of the indicators I have dealt was that financial budget data, which goes to R&D to universities, so that doing the R&D data, like financial data from there, I had to deal with not only one sector or ministry, but the all 13 to 16 different ministries underneath of there's thousands of business there. And then normally when people are doing those kind of thing, maybe when we put something and then some people think that there's no way to figure out the return on investment. But like, and then they're saying it's like a human thing, it's like invisible, how can we measure those things? But we actually can do through validation and then checking the credibility. So like depending on like those kind of observation and then measuring the competence, what I've done is that making some like a rubric for assessing the program, and then like assessing the return, literally return on investment of the universities and schools. But like, I'm not saying that it's like a kind of completed project or could have done, because I started that business work in 2009. So in 2009 there were no terms like big data. It was like kind of emerging era of the big data. And then from there, like dealing with like a big, literally big data from the government, actually, like I was so overwhelmed dealing with all those. It was like a kind of millions of data for by all by myself. I was checking it all by myself at the time, because we were actually doing those with Excel at the time. So like from there, what I did was that like making the factors and then checking, and then how those factors impact to other factors, and then how those factors turn to outcome. Like that's what I try to do. And when you see the, I'm not sure if you can see my mural, like I think you can. Let me see.
Yeah, it is on
From
screen and I can definitely
Mhm.
see it.
So from here, so there are two types of the statistics, and then the like a concept, like a academic tool that I'm presenting, is that one is Vensim. So as you see in here, so Vensim is a program being used in system dynamics, like which is invented, maybe developed by Jay Forrester from MIT. And then what they do is they're seeing the causality, like a difference, like a checking out the how the factors are coming and going, and how it's impacting other factors, and how there is that turn to kind of thing. And then Vensim is a tool that's showing those. And then the other tool is Amos from SPSS. So those are very academic tool, but actually, as you see, literally it seems like a kind of like what we do, visual thinking. So like my starting point was this, like doing vector analysis and then checking the correlation, and then seeing the causality of information, and then putting them all, and I realized that those look like visual, and I wanted to share the information with other people. Like as I said, that working as a researcher, I alone deal with thousands of millions of data all by myself, and then like I wanted to show people and then validate the information if the ROI went okay or not. So that I wanted to share those kind of like invisible difficult information like better easily. So that's why I happened to meet graphic facilitation and become a graphic facilitator. So like here are the questions that I have brought. So like it's a kind of like a kind of, it may look limited, but can you come to these questions and answer like what made you interest in this topic, like a collaborating with AI, structuring your ideas for like using AI for AI, and then what kind of project have you run using AI, and what AI are you using the most? So can you answer those on the like using the sticky notes? Like a sticky note is on the left side, or you can use a sticky note I already put. So I'll give you 10 minutes for like going around and checking, and then you can like use the check my other work as a reference, and maybe you can bring what you have done. So can you turn on the music for a while, like
Yes, I
couple
can
of
turn
minutes?
on the music, and maybe a recommendation that if you add your name in under
Oh, yeah, thank you.
your sticky note, then that's going to help us then reference it later on.
Mhm.
So I'll bring up the music for a few minutes and then we'll continue.
And I was very touched by the lyrics.
Shifting, a digital tide, AI is generating nowhere to hide. The visual practitioner's role must evolve from just pretty pictures, a problem to solve. We're feeding the future, what goes inside. If it's garbage in and logic can't write, it's time to build a framework, closing the gap from crafting the art to setting the trap. Architect the ideas, make them universally clear. A structured methodology is drawing near. Computational understanding is the goal, to connect the complex and make the whole. This is the forward-looking plan, right here, right now. Structuring your visual word for AI. This is how. Clarity of thought with a digital scope. It's the logical sketch, no bringing structure and hope. Jilly's unique method, clear and precise, mapping the causes, paying the price of complexity, factor, background, and result. Organize the canvas, that's the catapult. Sharpen your thinking, validate the stream. Yeah, readable visuals, living the dream. Bridging all the barriers, language is not the end. A globally connected, reliable friend. From Crive to search to IFEP's board. Visual sharing's founder, lessons poured. Human resources background, understanding the system beyond the aesthetics and underlying rhythm. She advocates rigor, logic in every line. Connecting the data, making the visual shine. This is the new language, the key to collaboration. This is the forward-looking plan, right here, right now. Structuring your visuals for AI. This is how. Clarity of thought with a digital scope. It's the logical sketch, no bringing structure and hope. Be rigorous, be logical, connect with the world. The visual catcher is now unfurled. The logical sketch, no Jilly Lee. The world is shifting, a digital tide. AI is generating nowhere to hide. The visual practitioner's role must evolve from just pretty pictures, a problem to solve. We're feeding the future, what goes inside. If it's garbage in and logic can't write, it's time to build a framework, closing the gap from crafting the art to setting the trap. Architect the ideas, make them universally clear. A structured methodology is drawing near. Computational understanding is the goal, to connect the complex and make the whole. This is the forward-looking plan, right here, right now. Structuring your visual word for AI. This is how. Clarity of thought with a digital scope. It's the logical sketch, no bringing structure and hope. Jilly's unique method, clear and precise, mapping the causes, paying the price of complexity, factor, background, and result. Organize the canvas, that's the catapult. Sharpen your thinking, validate the stream. Yeah, readable visuals, living the dream. Bridging all the barriers, language is not the end. A globally connected, reliable friend. From Crive to search to IFEP's board. Visual sharing's founder, lessons poured. Human resources background, understanding the system beyond the aesthetics and underlying rhythm. She advocates rigor, logic in every line. Connecting the data, making the visual shine. This is the new language, the key to collaboration. This is the forward-looking plan, right here, right now. Structuring your visuals for AI. This is how. Clarity of thought with a digital scope. It's the logical sketch, no bringing structure and hope. Be rigorous, be logical, connect with the world. The vision Jilly Lee.
Yeah, so let's see. Maybe in the chat you can confirm if you need more time. I can see lots of stickies here, so maybe Julie, we are actually
Yeah.
good to continue.
Okay. I've seen that what you have done, what you are interested in, and then what kind of AI you are using. And then as I see that like mostly are using ChatGPT, Perplexity, and some are using Gemini Copilot. Okay, good. So actually like AIs, I've been supported and then helped by AI after like utilizing AI. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that the project I've done without AI. Oh, this had been locked. So one of the project I have started in 2000 probably 16, and it's on the book named The World of Visual Facilitation. So what I did was that it was held from the Suncheon area in South Korea, and then deal with the 40 elementary students in Suncheon area. And then it was about what kind of technology they need or they need to experience for their future occupation. So in 2050, in 30 years, actually, the 80% of our jobs are gonna be disappeared, and then the a new types of jobs can will turn. So that to prepare for those kind of future, if those kids are just preparing their a future occupation as the way they see the present, actually 80% of what they have prepared are gonna go disappear. So that government actually made a kind of project so that what kind of technology or what kind of occupation in the future they supposed to prepare. And what I have done is that letting them see how the future can turn to. And so I made those cards and game so that the kids can explore that new technologies and they discuss about it, and then ask them to these kind of games so that they can think about the different games and the technologies and future how it turned to. So what I applied and used was that literal journal, a predicting the future, what kind of AI, robot, a bio, quantum biology, every other things. And then those actually minimized and then described in the visual, and then the a kind of with the simple drawing and explanation so that the kids can think of what kind of future they will run into. And then the future is itself is so dispersed and so different so that those kids actually do not know where to focus, and without research they actually do not know where to focus. And then the a government was building a kind of platform or building letting them experience those kind of future technology, but if what kind of technology are they going to experience, explore, so that they're supposed to know what those kids are mostly interested in. So that what I have done is that I asked them to make their own hero. So the hero is that if they can solve any kind of problem in 30 years, what kind of hero do you need? It's a kind of a sort of a um kind of a asking some positive question, because if we ask them that what kind of problem are you going to solve, they can be preserved and then kind of distant. But if they're asked that what problem they want to solve and what kind of hero do you need to solve the problem, they can think about the real problem more boldly and then easily. So this is the kind of hero they have invented. And from here, what we could have gotten was that they were interested in environment. and then chemistry. They were interested in like how the aviation influence, how to protect aviation influence, or they were interested in how to like purify the water against the like plastic, fine plastic, and then removing the like garbage. So those kids from the Suncheon were interested in those like environmental issue more, so that maybe we can like ask them to or request the government or regional center that they are mostly interested in chemistry and biology and also environmental issue, so that those kids, those like that platform building can help them to experience some future technology related with biology and like chemistry. So those details are in this book, and then I actually have put all the like books in here. It's like it's a part of the only my page is related, so if you get like interested, you can see the detail. So what I'm saying is that developing all these tool, all this game, what I have done isn't just like kind of imagination or thinking it as a kind of like lightly. I have gone through the research really thoroughly, and then I try to make them gamify those, and then I try to like those kids experience and then dabble on their own and think about it, so that they can embrace the issue, they can really experience the problem, and then they think about, and then they can be more like involved with the committed to the problem and issue better. So like this is kind of thing that I always have approached it. And then the other thing is that it's a like as I have shared you earlier, the Vensim, it's like a system thinking. So system thinking is developed from system dynamics. System dynamic is more academic, and then they actually have to be very thorough with the like differentiating the causality and correlation, because like in the like all the problem in the world, actually we may need to like define the problem. We really need to see the real issues, but I'm not sure like depending on your background, but like in Korea on my own, actually I have experienced that not many are actually going through all the thorough detailed background issues or problem or researching data. So, I actually always have to go through all those detailed data. I go through journals and then the newspapers and then like books a lot, and then figuring out the real data. And then when I draw something, when I draw them as a kind of vector, I really try to be really thorough. But the thing is that like it, as you see this one, like it looks like kind of cartoon or just doodling, it doesn't look serious. I worked as a like a serious researcher. I worked as a consultant. When I deal with those kind of serious data, financial data, like while they're not understanding, they're actually thinking that, oh, like trying to respect my occupation or being very respectful. But like I want them to see the real data vividly, and then I want them to understand the information, like grasping the information and then see the real problem. That's why I try to visualize them and then show them. But I happen to have huge gap between the research and consulting area and then the doodling. So when people see the doodle, like a drawing that I've done, they actually think it's very made up very easily. So I never have any other chances to show them the process I really have worked on. But as I have shared here, I actually go through really thorough research behind, and I always check the like a logic in there. Like I always check the causality. Like as you see, there is a cause and effect. Is it really like causality really connects, or if it's kind of like not the causality but the correlation only, like when A happen, like like it coincidentally B can happen, but it's not the causality. But causality is that when B happen, really A had to cause B. But not many are actually really telling the difference causality between correlation. And then when they see the picture, sometimes they actually dealing it with really lightly. So whether they understand, like whether they respect the process I've done, like I actually couldn't have told them, because I'm right now at the moment, even now I'm doing it like kind of knowing all kind of person. I don't know, like if to some people it might feel like bragging, it can be bored or boring, or might make some people boring. But yeah, what I wanted to do is that I wanted to share the valid information, and then it's like checking the real problem and share it. And then when we solve the problem, I hope them to really see the real problem and hope to work all together. That's what I wanted. That's why when I draw some causality, or when I share something, when I design something, I always wanted to go with the real, factual data. But like as I said, that as a graphic recording, or maybe some of you have experienced graphic recording in the field, even myself can't go through all those like a graphic recording having like logical logic. Sometimes I just do like live recording, just like casually. There's no layout, just drawing like casual, like a Peter Senge. So I'm not sure if you have heard about the Peter Senge. Peter Senge is the person who's like applying system thinking, like a system dynamics in social change, and then education change, like a social change, educational innovation. So there are like, before putting those into logic, what Peter Senge did using visualization is that just describing, we actually have to put all the information freely and see before we really see the logical connection. So there are two types of graphic recording, which is live recording. Oh, thank you. Live recording, just putting information, or just doodle. Like it can be really messy. It doesn't have to be pretty or beautiful. But like some of you, when they see the graphic recording, like most of them are very organized, very well drawn. So like these days, some of the graphic recordings, like there are so many different ways to approach the graphic recording. So that's why I decided to share the approach I've done. So as you see this one, so when I do the graphic facilitation and graphic recording, as I said that, maybe I'm not sure if you have attended Dave Graves' session yesterday about using the like a mural or gathering ideas. That's what I do. It's receiving ideas or information with the post-it. So like all receiving all those. And what I do is that I do the factor analysis at the site, and then like ask those people on the side if I put it right or wrong, and then make them into order, so that figuring out the real cause and the real problem, and which is not valid, which is really like a critical kind of thing. So that after putting all those, and then I can put like this and share. And also this one is from what I've done with the UN UNOSA Outer Space Office. And then what I have done here is that 76 women scientists gathered all around the world. They have placed in different 4 different rooms and asked about maybe 16 different questions, so that while they're discussing inside of their silo, their own room, they actually can't see or discuss what they have done. Especially those people who are managing or directing those, actually it's really hard for them to see how the conversation really go, because normally those post-its are not even placed like this, I'm not sure, like if your country or if your culture, like a facilitator, if they're putting those in order and then making factors, but I haven't rarely have seen those kind of thing. And even from there, like as I said, that's a kind of starting point for me, even doing graphic facilitation and graphic recording. That's how I started my journey as a graphic recorder. I try to connect with the other graphic recorder in other world. I've been to 16 different countries countries to meet other graphic recorders or visual practitioners. And after 10 years, what I realized that not all the graphic recorders are doing the work as I do. And then meeting the, I don't know if she's a director of the UNOSA, and then she was impressed by my work because like she could have seen the whole process and communication at a site, and all the different like scientists actually could have seen each other's ideas and shared, and then they really appreciate it. So like I really like was very honored and happy that feeling like I was valued. And also this one was global health security agenda. It's also same thing, like 80 ministers from all different countries gathered, and they talked about how they are going to collaborate and work to defend the like prevent the disease X. So those like ministers like gathered around, ate in a table, and they discussed by themselves, but they actually couldn't have shared others' ideas. But like what I've done is that checking all those ideas and information and gathering them and putting those with visuals so that those people at a site can share those information like by themselves. So many have impressed and appreciated my work. But the thing is, oh, I was alone, you know? So I'm not sure if you have ever met a graphic recorder who are putting all those information using vector analysis on the site. And then some actually might appreciate what I've done because I'm not just doing the visual. I'm not trying to put pretty picture only. I really wanted to share the information really happen on the site, so that on site they were there so that they can literally answer or give the feedback, or they actually can decide while they are there, you know? So like that's something I wanted to do, but it was really hard to find other people whom I can collaborate with. I've worked with not only just Korean government, but also the many of the global company, ABC companies, kind of like, you know, top ranked companies. And then even from there, I really felt alone, especially when the companies are big, when the event is big, you know, they consume thousands, like millions of dollars, yeah, thousands of dollars there to held the event. But the thing is, there were nobody whom I really can like develop the program together and then support me to analyze the data. Like what they want me to do is just drawing only. But like, you know, while they just expect me to draw, like I couldn't lose what I wanted, like my value, because my value is sharing the real information, validating those, and then trying to show the connection and supporting those managers or directors see the real data so that they really can discuss with real people in there. So yeah, I was like from there I was
Maybe we have a couple of questions here that you might want to
uh-huh.
answer. So from Amanda, there's a question: how did you gather the conversations at the different tables? As a practical
Different
question.
table. Oh yeah, great question. Yeah, like what Dave Gray did yesterday. Like they have like I collaborate with other facilitator. Like they do of course provide table facilitators, and then they like we supposed to design the facilitation, and then some of the facilitation actually they utilize the post-it, so they put post-it on there, but I had to go through all different rooms and check. And then I actually like try to like validate information. I keep interacting with the like a table facilitator or main facilitator to validate the information. That's first thing that doing the offline. And second thing is that on different table, sometimes they use, as they've said, that the online like application. So one time we have used Padlet. So that's how I gather the information from the ministers. Did that answer to you?
Yeah, so Amanda, you can confirm. There's another question here. You might want to take a look just to make it interactive. Chris, actually, it's a long comment by Chris Norris that he says that it seems to me that there are visuals that you can use to think like the system diagrams and casual
Mm-hmm.
flows
Mm-hmm.
which actually replace words. Then there are things that are more like prompts, like images of little people or something.
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be two very different ways of using visual aspects. Even the
Mm-hmm.
picture of the
Mm-hmm.
whiteboard with
Mm-hmm.
different colored sticky notes laid out in certain structures, left to right and horizontal, you have a sense of meaning being conveyed that's very different for me than maybe a picture of a boy with glasses or something. So
Oh,
this
that's another thing. Like, so that maybe it's too broad to share at a methodology here. So as you said that maybe that can be called as frame, you know. So I have said that the first thing is that I try to figure out the causality and then see the connection if the other factors are how factors are impacting others. So these kind of simple frame that I start first, and there are another like frames that we actually use to analyze the data or information. So as you said that of course there are thousands, and then some of the meeting, if it's a kind of a workshop like vision workshop or something, we can surely apply the template. But like I actually have only have brought some information about being held on site, so that like some of the graphic recording I have done, or mostly like maybe I have designed some pre-framework, but I didn't put the frame in there yet, because like I don't know, I'm not working alone. I supposed to work together with other graphic like a facilitator, but most of those kind of frame kind of work, graphic facilitation needed the framework is kind of related with the strategy, so that those strategy like visuals are not allowed for me to like show in public. So I only have brought the kind of like being held from the public session. So yeah, that's like a system dynamics I have shown you, is that observing the like real data, qualitative data, and then checking the factor, and then how to make those factors in order as I refer the systems thinking. And the other thing is that this might be something similar for like with the what you have said, the frameworks. So there's a vision, or there's a like a kind of conflict. So there are, as you see, that maybe you can experience that with from the like a Dave Gray session later. So that maybe we use a lot of metaphors, so that like doing some navigation journey, or the like a mountain climbing or something kind of thing. So yeah, of course there are some templates like that, and then I pull those out because I'm actually like wanted to share the initial setting, initial like a analyzing setting, the drawing with those. So yeah, maybe on here, maybe you see that if there's a kind of like a common vision on here, how they are going to contribute, how others are contribute. So there are a lot of elements. And then when I draw some template, I combine them and then turn that into visual. So one example I can share was the this one. Yeah, this is kind of combined, like a kind of where to go, what they want, and then how they're going to discuss, where they're at, kind of thing. So all those visuals are not just like kind of template only being printed. I actually always like look into the situation or field and then design those according to what to be discussed, and then how the discussion, or like if they're like looking for the goal, or if they want to solve the conflict, depending on those, actually the archetype like it gets different. So these three are from theory of constraints. So So this is for the brand. So figuring out the like how to achieve this. 목표, like a target tree is that similar to achieve something what is necessary, to do the necessary thing what is necessary kind of thing. So like it's a kind of making the element in order. So the cloud is for the solving the conflict. So A and B probably they are like in the opposite party, and then which situation they are in, but like who are they, and but from each of them how they can contribute to achieve a certain goal. So like yeah, you're like I think I really like what you have asked the question, but like sorry that I couldn't put it in a kind of like simpler way, and I'm also struggling with it because the visual map, the framework, and then like I was then maybe that's why we are actually get together and sharing those, because I was so impressed by the Dave Gray's framework, and you will see the framework and experience it. But I'm actually like trying to explain that like in a logical format how those framework developed. Would that answer to your question?
Yeah, we need Chris to. Yeah, I think you've given a fantastic answer. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, we have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure, so we can gravitate to questions because we have about 10 minutes left,
Mm-hmm.
or if there's still something you want to share around how you prepare your sketches for AI, then maybe you can cover that in a few minutes, and then we go to questions. But we have a
Yes. Okay, I'll wrap it up in 2 minutes then. So yeah, like I try to go very thoroughly, and there are a lot of thick information below, but like it's really hard to put. And then as the question happened, like it's really not easy to put them all together in a at a glance. But yeah, I've been helped by AI. So doing all those research, it took me a lot of time to go through, like developing a gamified program, researching and discussing about the plastic issues. I had to go through the field research. I go through the like other research material, and then the other UN OECD material, how the internationally it goes kind of thing. But these days, as I said, I do not have to go through all those like article or the research paper all by myself, and I easily being helped by AI. And then I keep asking the AI validating information. And then like at the time I developed this in 2019, and then it's about the chemistry. And then maybe like I was lack of information about the chemistry, so that really took me a lot of time to check all those detail. But these days I'm being helped by it. And also these are personas. So whenever I do some research, like or the running some entrepreneurship program, I ask the students go outside and they interview people. It's about they asked about as to those people who are in the handicap or who's in need and what they need and what the society may need to do for them. And then yeah, so they gathered around the information. And then as you see all these are all Korean, those are very thoroughly developed and they interviewed, and they really did the like wonderful work. But in 2019, 2016, although I have done those thorough work, I couldn't have shared. But as you see this one on here, you can click it and then you can connect to the Google Sheet that I have made. And then also when you go to my Medium, you'll see all the content I summarize and translate it into English. So what I simply have done and supported by AI is that the checking the causality and checking the information, I had to go through all the research paper and the information all by myself. But these days I do not have to. But the other thing is that when you really thoroughly research something, you will realize that internet isn't perfect. And that's what I wanted to share. When you bring some information, when you try to utilize AI, don't believe AI 100%. You always have to check the credibility. And then the getting out the solution, like you always have to validate the information is correct. And then when you do the like, that's why I do graphic facilitation on the site, I try to expose information into public, and then get the like ideas and feedback from there and validate those information, because it's not about the like my own subjective idea. It's more about solving all together and then sharing ideas and then validating solution. So yeah, like you'll see what I'm doing with AI. So that's simply like what I can say. So like most of those like the work I've done back in the days was very limited to share because of my language and then the limit of the time and effort. But these days I can do it more efficiently and better. So simply that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, awesome. There's a question here from Micah,
Mm-hmm.
and she's asking, having the dialogues is very important to get better understanding of what is meant. I like how you analyze the data. How do you deal with conflicting interests of stakeholders?
Oh, because Mikey is one of my partner collaborating. She's a like a chair of European visual practitioners, and then that's why I am collaborating with Mikey. She's a professional. What's that? What's that? Professional in solving the problem and mediator. So as I said, validity is the most important, and I do know my strength, and with that part I can utilize AI. But with those kind of social interest or stakeholders issue, like we may need other special person to work with. So it's not like at these days, people, when people are utilizing AI can solve all the problem. And as I said, that I don't buy AI 100%. We always have to like a trust, like a lean on and work together, collaborate with those people who have experience and insight.
Yeah,
What did I
awesome.
do if I have very limited time to do the graphic recording? So I would do just like doodling only. Like as I show you systems thinking, that's I would do. So that's something I actually am like I wanted to share the information with you guys, because in graphic recording area, maybe Chris is like former IFVP board member, so she's actually doing the awesome work. But 80% I have seen were like doing the design part only. But like I want to focus more on logic and conversation and sharing. That's what I would want to do. Did I answer to you? Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, so in the Q&A, we have a couple of questions. And so
Mhm.
Christina has the first question here. Do you use any AI tools to explore new ways of organizing information so that it makes sense, but also brings originality to how the content is structured? Sometimes the classic way of presenting the where we're headed part is overused and tends to look the same across different clients. So this is the one at the bottom from Christina in the Q&A.
Christina, do you have any AI tools to explore new ways of organizing information? So, like, unfortunately, like I've heard about the like Opal, but it's not allowed in Korea. But Opal is like a being placed like a kind of. It's very similar with the Excalibur. But I only use AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini and Grok. But I'm actually like stick with the ChatGPT better because it's more customized, and then like it's limited to putting all those information visually. That's why I try to lean on and then work with Mural and Excalibur, and also sharing with those with the other experts.
Awesome. There's a question from Jessica here.
Mm-hmm.
How can you structure frame visuals to improve AI readability and accuracy?
Oh, thank you. That was one of the major issue that I wanted to share today. So it's very simple. Maybe you have heard about Agrabat. What's her brandy agrabacks 8 elements. So 8 elements are not only from the brandy, but brandy is the one who actually put it like in a very good order. So firstly, you need to put the title, and then maybe the like a color, and then shape, and then arrow. So you can put those information, putting title in a big letter, and then I actually like differentiating the information coding using different colors. So cause, or the like persona, or personality, or background. So when I do the graphic recording, I put the title, and then the speaker, or and the background, and like factors, and how factors are like interacting or influencing, and how's the result. And then if you just like separating those using color code or placing in different box, AI recognize it very in order. So the like information I put earlier, the one that I have worked on, the graphic facilitation, it may be kind of messy, but it recognized different colors I put, the cause and effect, or the problem, or the positive factors kind of thing. So once you put those info, actually it actually shows you, explains you, and then I actually edit after checking it, after it actually like translated. So it actually gotten so easier, because before that I have to write all those all by myself. And these days I just put information in there, and then AI like OCR the information and bring me, and then I just reorder and then edit those and then share. So that's why I have mentioned about the Medium and LinkedIn, because these days when I do the graphic recording, I put those images in a like a AI, and the AI read it, and then I edit them, and then it's really way more easier for me to share the information. And all those information back in the days that limited, now like it's really like easy to shareable and spreadable.
Yeah, awesome. There's a question from Mike here. Do you use semiotics as part of your thought process?
Oh, do I use oh, can I ask what semiotics
The
are?
study of signs and symbols.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, like like as I said, that like even the brandy I grabbed back 8 elements, she's probably putting as a kind of bullet, so that maybe in bullet, like at maybe the semiotic can be the form of it, but it's supposed to have order, like a certain order, connecting certain information. If it's a cause, or it's a dot, or shop, or something, like it's like supposed to be connected with the meaning.
Okay. So there's a question from Jam for audience who are less visually inclined or skilled. How can they use AI for sketches?
Oh, I definitely recommend Excalibur. It's awesome. Like I really recently checked, like as Zolt, like not like a referring to Zolt, but like I recently happened to know Zolt even myself, and then like so that I go through Excalibur, and I really was impressed. So that he actually already made those kind of formats, so that if you're like lack of drawing skill, like the maybe like viewer is one of the thing, but Zolt program is really awesome. So putting some information, and then it actually visualize your thoughts and ideas, and it actually keep connecting all those in order.
Yeah, though it's
And you
not
can even
AI. So I guess in terms of using AI, that's so. Do you have any recommendations in terms of using AIs for
But the thing is that I
sketches?
have recommend to use the Zolt Excalibur is that if you put those in order, like arrow, cause and effect, if you can put like shape, square to like circle, like if you put your own order in there, AI actually read it by itself. So AIs are in a way very smart, so that like not only just drawing like a free hands, but if you like differentiate the information in order, and then put them in a certain shape, and then put those in certain order, AI recognize it.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, I have that experience. So I create a visual, and then I drop it into ChatGPT to explain it, and that gives an awesome collaboration with the AI. I can also ask and I usually do ask it for feedback about my visual. Is it clear? What does it say? And I get feedback, and that's super useful. And there's a last question here, and then we're at the end of our time as well. Have you tried out Napkin AI to explore new visual frameworks?
Yeah, I strongly recommend Back of the Napkin. So Back of the Napkin, Dan Roham's book, like it may look simple, but it's really like having really deep philosophy, and it's really helping people to analyze information in like a really in good order. So that's sweet. Yeah, like I really recommend you to check the Back of the Napkin book.
Yeah, so Back of the Napkin, and I think I'm fully with you. It's an awesome book. Brian's question is about Napkin AI, Napkin as the tool. So it's a visual note-taking tool and Napkin AI, but then you've not yet explored that. No, there's the link, Napkin AI. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. Okay, I think with that, we are at the end of our time. Of course, I guess, Jilly, you're going to be around here on the conference, so people can ping you in the event chat or contact you. I appreciate everyone joining. Let's just bring us back here on the screen. Yeah, Jilly, thank you. It was super interesting to see. I love the way how you think about what education do we need for our children so that they're successful in the future that's coming, and it's a super important and difficult question. So that's one of the takeaways for me, but there are many. So I have a full board with notes here. Yeah, appreciate your time, appreciate you being here, and thank you everyone for joining, and see you in the next session with Stephen Anderson.
Thank you. So you can check around my other work, and if you're interested in just like drop me the mail or something.
Awesome. Thank you.
The world is shifting, a digital tide. AI is generating nowhere to hide. The visual practitioner's role must evolve from just pretty pictures, a problem to solve. We're feeding the future, what goes inside. If it's garbage in, then logic can't write. It's time to build a framework, closing the gap from crafting the art to setting the trap. Architect the ideas, make them universally clear. A structured methodology is drawing near. Computational understanding is the goal, to connect the complex and make the whole. This is the forward-looking plan, right here, right now. Structuring your visual word for AI. This is how. Clarity of thought with a digital scope. It's the logical sketch note, bringing structure and hope. Jilly's unique method, clear and precise, mapping the causes, paying the price of complexity, factor, background, and result. Organize the canvas, that's the catapult. Sharpen your thinking, validate the stream. AI-readable visuals, living the dream. Bridging all the barriers, language is not the end. A globally connected, reliable friend. From Crive to search to IFVP's board. Visual sharing's founder, lessons poured. Human resources background, understanding the system beyond the aesthetics and underlying rhythm. She advocates rigor, logic in every line. Connecting the data, making the visual shine. This is the new language.